So we, like a lot of you guys, suffered from the same problems trying to get into Cambridge, and we thought that that really isn't a welcoming way to be greeted into a city that we've never been to before. The problem identified was really a lack of signage, a lack of quality signage, which makes it very difficult to navigate our way into Cambridge and start discovering the city. So we looked at the problem from the persona of a day visitor, first time in Cambridge, wants to see all the sights, they want to discover the city for themselves. They've got plenty of time to explore, but they don't want to be wasting it going down dead ends and ending up in Adam Brooks by accident. So our solution to a lack of signage is more signage. And we wanted to take a different design angle at it. So the reason we think some of the existing designs that maybe not that clear, not that accurate, sometimes quite difficult to find. So the approach that we took was we found a number of possible solutions, and we decided to go for the lowest tech, one of them, which would probably be the cheapest and quickest to implement. We saw loads of bins sitting by the sides of footpaths as we were walking in, much like the identification of lampposts. And they were just sitting there not doing much apart from collecting some recycling. So we thought, what a great opportunity to take advantage of some existing real estate and add some information in a nice, clear, brightly coloured, very easy to digest way. So we thought we'd take our existing bins, which you've probably seen around Cambridge, and stick a sign on the front, which would be very clear for users to see as they pass, potentially even on a bike. And on top of some of them, we'd add a triangular board or lid on top of it. We thought we'd potentially then identify like a really nice way to communicate the information that we wanted to get across and solve the problems that people were looking for. So potentially they'd be looking at for scenic things, looking for colleges. So we looked at some of the potential things that this tourist would be looking to go for. So this was a quick mock-up of one of our bins in action. But we thought we could take it a bit further, and we decided that we'd take inspiration from probably the most famous map in the world, the London Underground. Couldn't be any easier to understand, and we've picked out all of the probable landmarks that people would want to at least go to get started for their journey around Cambridge. So we've mapped out a purple line, which I think is our scenic route into town for the person who's got a bit of time and doesn't want to be charged down Hills Road. The red line for the people who quickly want to get to the colleges. And this is an example, so this is what we'd see potentially on our angled boards at the top. And this is very simple kind of thing that we'd expect to see on the face of a bin, so people can just, as they're going along, they can see, yes, I'm still on track. I think that's
Green
it.
is through the parks and the Cam River. So,
Yeah, so hopefully that's clear.
that's
Might not be so clear from there, but hopefully it's as you come up to it, you can very quickly gauge where you are and see where you want to get to.
Thank you. Towards the judges while they ask you some questions. Would you like me to take it over?
It's okay, I can.
Okay, so judges, any questions for the team?
Sorry. Why bins and not bus shelters or bus stops, for example? Because bins don't sound to me a terribly attractive thing on a baking hot summer's day to be hanging around looking for signage.
So that's a very good point. So we've intentionally made the content very, very quick to consume. So you don't have to hang around a hot bin and take it all in.
those are stationary, so you can easily spend time to understand what's the map look like and the information.
So the ideal situation would be that at the main entry points into Cambridge, so the train station, bus station, maybe where people get dropped off at the backs, they'd be able to familiarise themselves with the map there, and once they're on board with the colour, they're literally just glancing and seeing the bin as they pass it and say purple, 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 purple. We think bus stops are already used for advertising and people are making money from that, so there might be a barrier there.
London Underground map, you're right, is a great map, but it's a mind map, and in a sense you don't need to navigate it on foot. This is to be navigated on foot, as I understand.
Sure.
And Cambridge is not a grid city.
No.
It's a medieval city. So the orthogonal nature of the map can be at best misleading.
It certainly would be misleading if you take it on the face of it. So the purpose of the map really is to help locate you onto a route, and once you're on the route, then hopefully you're content that you're going in the right way.
I had a similar point. For a lot of people, maps are actually quite hard to read. It's a certain skill that I think a lot of people do or don't have.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of interested to know how this really interacts with the bin concept, because I think some people would essentially really just ignore the map, and others would use that but not the bins. I mean, how did the two really sort of mesh together?
I think on the first point, we really did we wanted to get away from the complex map. I've done it when I've looked at a city, and I get to a point where I think I've been staring at this too long. People know I'm a tourist. I'm going to get mugged. I need to start moving. So we wanted to keep it really, really simple and accessible. The bins really, it's a convenience. It's something that's available for us to utilise, but we don't feel it damages the utility of the bin. Perhaps they don't really complement each other in any way.
Thank you very much.